Welcome back, fellow warriors, to the stage of history. My name is Cosmic Jazz, and this is my reaction channel. We are back with the goated channel that is the Rubber. And this time they're going to be doing SCP-968, Tar Baby. Now, if you like what you see, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to hit 100 I keep saying followers, I don't know why. 100 subscribers by the end of the year. It'll really make my day, especially since this is my birthday month. So if I can even get halfway through that on this month, then I'll be so happy. But without further ado, let's get into this, shall we?
Viewer discretion is advised.
A very distraught-looking Foundation agent walked into his commanding officer's room.
Okay.
He calmed himself and approached the desk. "Sir, I think you need to take a look at what our cameras captured last night." "Listen, son, I don't care if somebody stole something or slacked off. I've had men went missing ever since that damn expedition. And today, just another man is gone as well. I don't have time for trivia now, so you better make this quick. What do you want?" He shouted at the agent, who had been expecting his CO's sour mood and was not fazed in the slightest by this outburst.
I love
If
his
this is
face.
a trivia, it'd be a bad one that no one wants the answer to, sir. The agent handed out a flash drive. The CO took it and plugged it into his computer and pressed play.
I thought that was
It
my
was
computer for a
recording
second, I'm
from
not gonna
last
lie.
night in the boiler room. On the screen, a guard was goofing off and shirking his duties, drinking in what he thought to be an area without surveillance.
Alright.
That's Jacobson. He's the one that went missing this morning. The CO rolled his eyes, but then perked up and leaned forward at what happened next. The guard found something on the ground that was not meant to be there. Upon careful inspection, the CO swore under his breath when he saw a midnight black and oily-looking baby. The guard reached out to it and touched one of its fingers. It went straight to hell after
E.T.
that.
Oh, what
The
the
baby
fuck?
reduced itself to a large puddle of oil and quickly grasped onto the guard's arm, rendering him unable to pull away. The CO watched
no.
flabbergasted as the guard was violently pulled to the ground and partially into the puddle. Rivers of that oily substance snaked their
like The
way up
Blob,
to his body
almost.
and began ripping and tearing
If
at his
anybody
skin.
remembers that movie.
Then came the screams. He wailed in pain and attempted to use his radio, but the thing gripped his free hand, preventing him. The CO shook his hand
what do you
in
have to do, like,
disbelief
freeze
as
it,
his
maybe?
skin, tendons, flesh,
'Cause
and
I think
organs
he's pretty much done
systematically
for.
Split, shredded, and presumably digested until nothing was left. Once done, it retreated somewhere into the dark of the boiler room. He paused the playback, finally feeling the gravity of the situation. He ordered the agent to block off the boiler room. Could it be? Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation Keter class object, SCP-968.
Keeter, okay. Very dangerous.
SCP-968, also known as Tar Baby, appears as black, adhesive, high-viscosity oil. The entity is made up of an absurd number of protozoa that work together to accomplish their goal, devouring their prey. The Foundation is unaware of how 986
Basically
functions
carnivore.
as it lacks a nervous system and an endocrine system. The cells of 986 use unique and specialized flagella that allow them to connect with other cells to enable them to greatly increase their pulling and tearing capabilities. Not only that,
Almost
but
like
they
a
can
pizza, I'm
also
not gonna
use
lie.
them to stick to surfaces with ease. Escape is near impossible once it gets a hold of you. In order to hunt for its food, 986 will take the shape of a wounded creature and even mimic a human child to attract other humans. It is believed that it has somehow learned that members of a species will be concerned for such wounded creatures or ones that are very young. How it learned to do so is both equally disturbing and remarkable. Once it has
Okay,
successfully
curious.
lured its prey, the prey typically will fight back, but it will only further ensnaring them within 986 due to its extreme tethering ability. After the prey has been sufficiently
So,
grappled
my
onto,
question is,
it will be
does it
dragged to a
completely
body of water to be
transform?
drowned, or to a hidden den to be consumed. The victim is then ripped to shreds on
Because
a
if it still
microscopic
looks like
level as they
tar,
are slowly
although maybe in
consumed.
a dark space you wouldn't be able to
Attempts
see
freeze
it.
968 for analysis have proven extremely hazardous. It conducts heat through friction and metabolism, keeping parts
Oh,
of
well,
its
so
cells
much for
from
freezing,
freezing.
yeah, as I said
It
earlier.
uses its frozen parts as structures for its tendrils to act against, much like muscle on a bone. It is advised not to continue freezing attempts, as 968 may learn to use the bone structure of its prey to escape or attack Foundation personnel. The following is an entry,
Oh, that's
a
not
report
good.
by a member of MTF Epsilon 9, which was dispatched
Clearly
to
sentient.
contain
It's not just a
968.
one-track-minded thing.
Log entry 5. Name Sergeant John Hawk of MTF Epsilon 9. Status alive. Last remaining member of Task Force Epsilon 9. The task was simple. Go to Africa and to contain a pool of viscous liquid that had been terrorizing local villagers. We were dispatched after an idiotic reporter published a video of an old man being dragged, screaming into a large pool of water. The poor bastard didn't stand a chance. After all, when a gigantic snake-looking thing from hell wraps itself around someone, only a moron would run to help. Anyhow,
He has a point.
more and more villagers vanished after getting spirited away by a shadow creature. But after that acquisition mission, I can confidently say that it's anything but a shadow. That mission, damn it, the mission should have gone well. We got enough firepower to bring down a small nation, and data on the thing for a quick and easy capture. We then started searching for it as
So
we
what went
knew
wrong?
what it was capable of. The mood was tense, to say the least, as we moved through the savannah looking for any traces of oil. Funny, a bunch of Americans on foreign soil looking for oil. Except that it's not the kind that brings fortune and wealth, but only death and dirt. The locals didn't like our interference regardless, oil or not. The 8 of us decided to split into
Understandable.
pairs and find the children, as the thing was most likely trying to ensnare them. Me and Colt, the captain, headed north. And that was when our little
Shouldn't
safari
they want to
trip
cover their
descended to
faces,
hell.
you know, so that nobody sees
Soon
who they are?
enough, we saw those things, demons.
Oh.
Dozens of infants located at random spots.
There are
Aside from
more
their
than
slick black
one?
oily
Oh my
surfaces,
God.
they looked real. Too real. I was behind him when we were approaching it. He stopped suddenly as he was trapped in something like a web created from that creature's body. It quickly began to cover his body and pull him into different directions. He begged me to do something, so I aimed my flamethrower at him. Anything but that, he shouted. Listen to your captain's orders, they say, but I shouldn't have. I should have just used it then and there. Instead, like a fool, I fired my pistol at it, which was about as effective as throwing stones at a burning building. It did absolutely nothing.
As I
The
figured.
next thing I knew, Colt was flayed alive. From then on, I never hesitated using my flamethrower every other second. Damn thing had fine web-like threads attached to animals and holes and whatnot. Over 2 miles. 2
Damn.
miles. One by one, my men dropped like flies, either by getting ambushed and snared like Colt was with no one around to burn it, or were pulled by their feet and
Okay,
taken
so
to
clearly
God knows where to get
it's
digested.
weak to fire then.
Every time we blasted pieces of it, it retreated in the same direction. No doubt to where the main body was. Then it was just me and So. The 2 of us regrouped, and we had cornered the thing to a large tree. She was carrying a vacuum-sealed containment unit. Not only did I have to protect her through this whole damn situation, I had to get that thing onto the unit without killing her. I was successful in one of those endeavors. I unleashed hellfire
no.
all over that thing, while So was at the ready opposite of me. That sludge leaped from the tree towards So, with me trailing behind. She had the unit on the ground.
It makes me
open,
wonder
and
though,
had
if
a
it uses the
flamethrower
fire
ready as
too
well.
much, would it adapt?
Together, we used our flames to corner it towards the container, but out of nowhere, it lashed out a tendril at So. It got her face. I burned the thing as best as I could to get it off of her, but it was like it knew what I was doing. It
That's
went
what I
into
was
the
thinking.
containment, dragging So along with it. I learned too late that it had infiltrated her body and digested her insides. Poor girl ended up as its final snack before I sealed the unit shut. She
Damn.
wasn't moving when I shut it. I emerged from the forest,
Fucking
covered
sucks,
in soot,
dude.
entrails, and whatever my pickup crew was telling me. I was told I was successful. It doesn't feel like it. On the way back, the pilot was talking about his previous trip to Africa and how much he had learned to appreciate life since then after seeing the slums and villages. Me, caked in African mud and dirt and blood of my own teammates, only wished to burn the damn thing in the cage. We bring back a piece of this tar baby, and it'll take away the entire base. I can still hear their screams. Colt, so, everyone. You hear that in every movie, so you think it's cliche. But nothing's a cliche when it's happening to you. I'm sorry. End log. Remember to check out my
as
new
we know,
animation channel,
now
The
it's
Rubber
in the
Talks,
damn
where I share my life
place,
story,
taking
thoughts, and
people
opinions.
left and right.
Just click on the link in the description to enter the Rubber's world.
Does it mean it's actually broken
Before we
off
end
then?
this video, we are proud to
Because that
present
fucking
incredible
sucks.
pieces of fan art. A
And
big
clearly
thank
it can
you to
spread
all
itself
of you.
out.
You can
I
now
wonder
see
how
this
far
video,
it would be
and
able
we
to
will
spread
be more
itself
than happy
out.
to show off your best
Because,
artworks in our next video. Check
like,
out
if
our
it can
description
do
below
like
for how to
multiple
submit.
versions of
Enjoy
itself,
today's video.
imagine like
See
one
what you
almost in every one of the
next video
state.
and why it is interesting. Let us know in
And
the
people
comments
not
below.
having access to flamethrowers and shit and whatnot. And clearly that's not the best solution because it got the girl, regardless of the fact.
Thank you so much for watching.
Also, the art is always good to watch on this thing. Also, by the way, la da 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 da, bing. Yeah, like that thing is absolutely dangerous. And then the fact that basically if it gets you, you're done. It's so funny because one of my favorite movies is The Thing, and I just watched it yesterday. Well, not yesterday, now it's like Tuesday at this point, but I just watched it on Sunday, and to see that there's an SCP kind of like this, it's almost similar concept in a way of like, you don't want it touching you or else you're kind of fucked. And just to think how dangerous that could be in any like big society thing or anything like that, especially with something that's not equipped to deal with that. Man, that's just so interesting, you know? Like, I can't even imagine, because it's adapting too, from what I'm understanding, at least to the freezing part, but it also was heating up. So it almost makes me wonder if it was adapting to the flamethrower too a little bit in order to keep the heat thing going against the freezing. I could be thinking too much into that too big brain, but it's just all so interesting. I might have to look at that a little bit later, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Like I said before, we're trying to hit to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so with your help, hopefully we can get there. And as always, ask yourself one question. I hit my hand, that hurt. Does your soul still burn? Bye guys, have a blessed day. I'll stay until I feel it.